Hello everybody, it's Nikki Shearer-Byrne here. I've just decided to do this pop-up, very quick, really training, I suppose you'd call it, or workshop. And I'm a couple of minutes early because I just wanted to make sure I gave some time for people to come on. You do not want to miss this really valuable information, this really valuable, insightful sharing that I have to bring to you today. As some of you know, I've been in this industry 15 years. And I've also done some very deep work on myself in the form of an understanding that I came across 8 years ago that I have now given the term Divitude. So I've noticed that a lot of people have raised their prices. The guy who sells my water to me, the hairdresser, the manicurist, the supermarket. I mean, I think it goes to say worldwide that prices have risen absolutely everywhere. And I know that when I looked at my bank account for January versus all of 2023, I spent a lot more money on just the normal everyday things without anything extra. So as service providers, we have a lot of power to create money. As entrepreneurs, we have a lot of power to create money. And today I wanted to address those of you who want to raise your fees, and maybe you've already given a price tag to your offers. Maybe you've risen them already or raised them already, but you may not have sold any yet, and there's probably a few things holding you back. So we're here now on the 31st of January, the very last day of the first month of the year. And if you haven't sold any of your offerings at your new price yet, or if you haven't sold any offerings and you haven't yet raised your pricing, welcome to this live, because I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do, or just some mindset shifts to help you to go out in February, so starting tomorrow. Hi Colette. Yeah, I hope you didn't mind me tagging you. I just thought it was a good one. Too juicy not to miss. So thanks for being here. So hopefully you can start from tomorrow with what I'm going to share with you today. So I'm going to keep this really short because it is short. And in fact, the biggest issue for all of this, let's start with the elephant in the room. And the thing you hear me talk about more than anything, right, is we are scaring ourselves with our own thinking, right? So if you have an offering and you know that offering is this amazing thing that you want to bring to the world, because every single person that follows me or works with me feels that way, right? I know what I do is amazing and I want to bring it to the world, right? But you know, we can give all our free stuff away and do all of that stuff. And yesterday I made a video about that you don't need to do all of that. Like, that's completely optional, right? So if you have that desire to go out and help the world with what you offer, and do it in a way where you can get on calls with people and really sit down with them, whatever your offering is, whether it's a group or whether it's one-on-one or a mix, or whether it's a pre-recorded thing, it doesn't really matter how it all works, right? What's important is that you believe in it, right? So give me a I believe if you believe in any of your offerings. It doesn't have to be all of them. But if you've even got one offering or some offerings that you believe in, type I believe in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, do the same, please. And I will come back to you here and comment. So the first thing to know is that if you believe in what you're offering, then the only reason you're not raising your prices is because you are scaring yourself by what you're thinking. Right? So Colette says, I believe. Michelle says, I believe. Wonderful. Our thoughts are so powerful that we can scare ourselves with them. They're also so powerful that we can get great inspiration and we can imagine amazing things and make ourselves really excited by them. But the thoughts that we're usually and have a habit of focusing on are the scary ones. Now, I'm going to tell you something that's going to sound too simple right now, but please trust me on this, because this is how I live my entire life. This is all what Divitude is about. This is what I do with my clients, right? This is what my entire life has been based on for the last 8 years, and I will continue to live in this way. And that is, thoughts are just thoughts. There are 8 billion people on the planet. Every single person is experiencing a different thought and experiencing a different life, or even just a different moment in this moment based on what they are thinking. So if you're at home and you're thinking, I'm too afraid to raise my prices in case people say no. I'm too afraid to say the number because it makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm too afraid that if I raise my prices, I'm going to go broke because no one's going to buy them, and then I'm going to be left with nobody buying anything because my prices used to sell at a certain price, right? Whatever the fear is a thought, right? So rather than focus on the fear, I'm not going to get you all to type in what's your fear here or what's your thinking, but I'm going to ask you, what are you hearing in this, right? It is just a thought. It doesn't mean anything unless you make it mean something. So not raising your prices. If you do your calculations, it's quite logical. You do your calculations, you look at your bank account, you look at all your expenses, plus add extra on, because anything that gives you a motivation, and I'm going to give you that as your second step, that is money loves to have a purpose. This is basic laws of the universe. When you give money a purpose, it arrives. The whole universe orchestrates it. It's already happened. As soon as you've had the idea that you want to raise your prices, as soon as you've had the idea that I want to go on a vacation, or that I want to be able to pay for the extra bills that I have now, or the increased prices with ease and not have to worry about my bills every day. As soon as you have that thought, you've already put that vibration out into the universe, and it's already orchestrating. You're thinking, what you are thinking, your fearful thinking, is the only thing that's stopping it from happening, because the mind is full up with a lot of stuff. So you're not seeing all of the opportunities and the synchronicities and the miracles that are already happening all around you to make this happen for you. You're also not energetically available because all that thinking's making you very tired. And you're very often, and in most people's cases, not taking any action. And that doesn't mean like doing a lot of effort and trying and hard work. That just means taking action that's supported by the universe, that's easy for you, right? That's simple, because it doesn't feel like work when we're doing things that are really divinely inspired and when we're not afraid of things. So there is a drive in us when we want to do something. So when we scare ourselves without thinking, it's the only thing that's stopping you from creating these clients that are going to pay you this money that you want to be paid, right? So that's the first step. Your thoughts are simply thoughts. You're scaring yourself with your thinking. Ponder on that. Listen back to this video. Listen to it many times if you need to, and see what drops in. It might just be a feeling. It might be an aha moment. It might just be a clarity. It might just be a feeling of, some spaciousness. Listen out for that feeling when I share that with you, that a thought is simply a thought. It doesn't mean anything unless you're taking action or inaction around it. So when you choose to just simply notice that I'm scaring myself with my own thinking, you'll create some space. And then wisdom and life will rush in and you'll see something new. So I'm going to ask you all to share if anything new comes through there. That is the number one piece here, right? And that is what I'm supporting people in. If you haven't seen my recent post, if anybody wants help in this, I've got 5 places available for the rest of 2023. And that's it, online, okay? So you can have a look at those if anyone wants more support on that. The second thing is this. Give your money a purpose. Like literally go after this video and write down every single thing that you want to spend your money on. Now, if you already know sort of that your life costs you €3,000 a month or whatever it might be, then write that down. If you want to upgrade your home and you need to save €1,000 a month extra, write in €1,000 extra. If you want to just have an extra €1,000 a month just to play with, write that in. If you want to specifically buy something like a new car that costs 10,000, write that in. Give the money a purpose, and write the things down that you really feel really like that you're divinely desiring, that they're really true desires, they really light you up. because again, that's going to give you the drive, right? When your money has a purpose. So to give you an example, a friend of mine asked me to loan him some money recently. And I don't usually loan people money, but the reason he wants this money is because he has this project that I really believe in. And even though I have my own desires to make money for certain things, this particular project, I believe in it so much, has given me a new driving force, like active faith, to actually go out and create the money, not for me, but for him, right? It doesn't matter if it's for you, if it's for somebody else, if it's for your family, if it's for your friends, if it's for poor people, if it's for sick people, charities. As long as there's some driving feeling that gives you active faith, you will be supported by the universe to really want to go forward to create that. So the first step, if you remember, is just noticing when you're having these thoughts that are getting in the way. And as soon as there's a bit of space there, nothing can stop you. It's like you're being in the flow. Water runs downhill, and the only thing that's getting in the way is the resistance, is the thinking. As soon as you're not focused on that anymore, the water continues to flow downhill. You're in the flow, okay? Now, the third part to this, you may have heard me speak about it before, and this is quite a practical thing. And this is where I share with people how you really just don't need marketing at all if you don't like doing marketing. If you love doing marketing, do marketing, right? I happen to be good at marketing and I like it. I do it when I want to, but I don't do it every day anymore. You probably noticed that, right? So the third part is 3 asks. Now, everyone in the world, I just did this today because I've started to work with people in my local island, right? In my local community. I started to make a list of every single person I know. I have it here right in front of me. And I think there must be about 70 people on there that I know. People that I know. It doesn't matter who they are, because one person, like, I don't want you to look at it and go, this is a client or a potential client, but that person might know somebody else, right? So really what marketing is just visibility. So you can make a list of all the people that you've ever spoken to or had some kind of engagement with online. And equally, if you're doing things face to face, you can make a list of all the people you know in your community, right? And then all you need to do is make a commitment to reaching out to those people. So I usually choose 3 a day, and I don't do it every single day. I do it kind of on my work days, which is about 3 mornings a week. And I don't always do it either. So there's times where I'm just doing other things and I'm busy. But when I know I want to make some money, I'm going to start actively being visible. And I will send a message or something. And sometimes it's just, hey, how are you? Or sometimes it's, hey, let's go for a coffee. There's no agenda behind it whatsoever, right? Now, it's going to be really about you using your own wisdom, your own intuition in the moment as to what's the right thing to say. Because for one person, if they've had a consultation with you before or they've been a client, it's going to make sense for you to say, hey, how's your business? Or hey, how's your love life? Depending on what it is you offer people, right? So you're going kind of straight to the point of what you're doing. Other people, like my friends here, for example, I might just in passing say, hey, you know what? I've started to do workshops for people here on the island. And if they start to get interested and we have a conversation about it, then I've been visible. I'm sharing that. You know, so I don't know what might come of that. But if I do that every time, 3 times a week, 3 days a week, 3 times, 3 people a day, then I'm constantly in conversation. Now, there comes to a point then where it might make sense for me to use 3 asks. These 3 asks are all you need, okay, to create clients. So you've already decided on your pricing. Even if it feels scary, you know that it's just a thought. You're just scaring yourself with your own thinking. You've given your money a purpose. So the universe knows that, you know, you're ready to receive this money because you've got something to do with it, right? And now you're going to ask 3 asks. Ask to attend a conversation. So let's say it's somebody here, Parwinder, for example. You know, would you like to have a conversation about having my help? Yes, you have a conversation. If it makes sense, ask to receive your help. Would you like to have my help in the form of my program? Yes. And number 3, ask to commit through payment. Now, usually the more money a person pays, the more committed they are. Okay, that's up to you how you do it. I like to do like sort of 50% minimum up front. Sometimes I do less. Okay, it's like, again, you got to wing it and feel it out and feel what's right for you. But payment is commitment, right? When a person pays you, they are committed, right? It doesn't matter if they signed contracts or they promised you or told you all of these things. Commitment comes in the form of payment, right? And we can, if you want to debate that with me or talk to me about that, that's a private conversation that we can have, absolutely 100%, but I'm not here to talk about that today. So 3 asks. Ask to attend a conversation about, having your help. 2, ask to receive your help in the form of your offering. 3, ask to commit through payment, right? And that's where you present your new pricing. So that's it, right? Like, there's no more to it than that. And if everybody was to take the month of February and commit to reaching out to 3 people a day, having your pricing ready and doing your 3 asks, I guarantee you, if you don't have clients by the end of it, at least you will have people who will be very, very interested in working with you at some stage that you can follow up with. And if you don't have it by the end of February, you'll have it very, very soon. I mean, divine timing is divine timing. I can't tell you exactly when that will happen. But that's a way that you can create the money that you need, plus extra, the money that you desire, without having to do a ton of marketing, without having to do any launches, without having to do webinars. You can add those things in if you want to, by all means, but you don't have to. So let me know what you're hearing in this. And I'm going to follow up during the week. I might send you some messages. I don't know what I'm going to do. Feel free to message me because, I might not get around to it. If you have any questions on this, comment below. Share this video. I'll make it public, in fact, so people can share it, because I think it's really, really valuable. And yeah, let's see how you get on. And I hope this has been valuable. Let me know in the comments if you've enjoyed it. Take care. Have a lovely day. Bye.